Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Operation Market Garden with the IKS, with me Dave Pumphouse. Yep, we have the pleasure of doing some AARs for you for this wonderful game being put on by Carter McNish and his fellow assistant umpires, and it's going to be a good one as always. And yeah, let's talk you through the plan. Now, most of you will know about Operation Market Garden, but if you don't, let me give you a layman's type of description. It's 1944. The Allies are on the Dutch border and are ready to penetrate into Holland and liberate it from the Germans and try and cross into the Rhineland, where all of the main German production factories and everything were situated, and to try and end the war fairly quickly. It was a, shall we say, historically a bit of a mixed bag in terms of its success, depending on who you asked at the time. Now, for those of you in the know, you will know that Operation Market Garden centered around three main towns or cities: Eindhoven, Nijmegen and Arnhem. Now, what happened historically was that the armoured divisions punched through the German lines and tried to race up this highway here in order to link up with the paratroopers, taking each of the bridges along the way in order to kind of create a kind of walking carpet, if you will, and allow the tanks to cross with speed, catch the Germans off guard, and hopefully liberate most of Holland and force the Germans back across the Rhine in order to defend the Rhineland. And yeah, our plan is broadly speaking kind of the same, but with a slight difference. We're not going to be sending our whole force down one road. We're going to try and send it down two instead and see if that works out any better for us. We've got 30 Corps here, situated pretty much from Ursel all the way over to Soierendonk over here, and they're punching through to try and basically split the attention of the Germans, keep them guessing where the main punch is kind of coming from. But of course it's kind of really the same. Yeah, they're kind of, the advance is supposed to kind of support one another until they kind of capture Eindhoven and Helmond, as well as this bridge over by Beekerheide, is it? And try and link up with the 101st Airborne to try and capture these bridges at Son, at Beekerheide and at Vergel. Now it's going to split the 101st quite thin. They're going to have to spread themselves along a very large pocket, but hopefully 30 Corps will get there in time. Meanwhile, you've got the 43rd Division running in parallel, going through Hesse and Geldrup, through Neunen. If you've ever seen Band of Brothers, that's the episode that Band of Brothers kind of concentrates on, where they kind of go into the town and make the British tanks look a little bit dumb.
Put a couple shells through that building, you're gonna see him real good. I can't. My orders are no unnecessary destruction of property. I'm telling you, he's right there. And I believe you, but if I can't see the bugger, I can't bloody well shoot him, can I? Are you staying or going? He's gonna see you real soon.
What the hell's he doing?
Wonderful episode that is, of course. And yeah, and then they're going to be trying to race. Now this is an interesting kind of route. The commander of the 43rd Division reckoned that this was an interesting route to go down to keep on the main road. I've put like a secondary option on my map here. We'll see what they do when the time comes. If they don't get kind of bogged down north of Eindhoven, fingers crossed that they don't, fingers crossed that they make it. But I think it's a little bit more closer to support the red line, because you don't want to split your forces too much and get a punch right through your kind of open arms right to your chest, as it were. Yeah, eventually cross at Grave and is this Mook? Yes, that is Mook. And link up together at Nijmegen, where they will link up with the 1st Airborne. Now, if you're into your history, even from a minor point of view, you might know that the 1st Airborne historically landed at Arnhem. In this game, the player running 1st Airborne, or the players, so we say, running 1st Airborne, are landing near Nijmegen instead. That means it can only be the 82nd that are taking, shall we say, the Joker card and landing at Arnhem. They're pretty much landing in the same vicinity as they did historically, and they're going to try and hold these bridges. Now, you may be asking, Mr. Pumphouse, who are you commanding? Well, we did such a good job with 30 Corps in the D-Day game, and if you haven't seen that little series, I do go encourage you to watch it. It was a very fun game that we were doing, and I'm in 30 Corps again, but I'm not a Corps commander this time. I've been bumped down to division, and we are in fact leading the Guards Armoured, which of course holds some very, very important regiments. We've got the Grenadiers, we've got the Irish Guards, we've got the Coldstream Guards, the Welsh Guards. It's going to be fun to lead it. It's going to be frustrating at times, I'm sure. Yeah, this is kind of the starting positions, if you like. We know where the Germans are from our reconnaissance and scouting. They've got a nice little setup along the main road into Eindhoven. Now they are expecting us, and they'd be right to be expecting us to take the main road, because we technically are. That's where the main push is really going to be. But for starters, it's not going to be me who's going to be making it. It's going to be the 50th Infantry Division that's going to be to our left, because our Corps Commander, instead of sticking us on the main road, has stuck us on these secondary roads just south of Zeilberg in the vicinity of, what's this town called, or this village, at Klausjehof. Klausjehof. I'm going to be butchering these names. And yeah, and then to our right is of course the 43rd Division, and they're going to be following this green line. We do know that there is presence of the German 39th Infantry Division in front of us, elements of the 1st SS, which historically was a little bit beaten up due to its actions in France. So we kind of know that maybe they're under strength and they're probably not going to perform as well as we think they will, but we know they've probably got a couple of tanks, or at least that's what the flybys have identified. There is going to be armour at Valkenswaard, and on the right here we've got elements of the 59th Infantry Division. Will we be able to break through as easy as we think we might? I don't know, but command reckons that there's a gap, and we were chatting overnight, and I am going to be using my little white pen. Command recommends that we're going to take this road up to Hezerhut. I guess that's some kind of manor house or something. Maybe I'll check it on Google and we'll see. And then we're going to come into Valkenswaard from the east, support 50th Division's attack, and then race up the road all the way to Eindhoven. Now, here's the funny thing. That's what we were talking about. But the night of the orders, what I did in fact say to my men, so what we told our men to do, right, get that out of the way, was support the attack into Valkenswaard via Zeilberg instead. We thought that we could have maybe just brushed them aside and let the Princess Irene's come in this way as well, secure that eastern side of Valkenswaard, and then move on up the road. We also ordered the 5th, yes, 5th, the 5th Brigade. Now this was kind of risky because the night before, Command had sent out orders for the Welsh Guards, which are kind of like our armoured cavalry, to probe around Hezerhut and kind of see if there is in fact a gap during the line. We were kind of given a report before we made this video that they were kind of ambushed during the night. They lost a couple of vehicles, a little bit beaten up, a little bit like, oh, okay, well that was a bit of a waste. So there is going to be something in these woods. And I'm taking a gamble. I'm taking a gamble with it, and I'm sending 5th Armoured instead of going on the main road, because we know the Germans are going to be expecting us to go down the main road. And yes, yeah, okay, we are. I'm sending them up this way. I'm sending them right into the lovely... Oh, actually, no, we're not sending them that way. We wanted to send them across the marshes for fun, but we're sending them along these secondary roads, past Hezerenbosch, round to Achterrind, and then to Elkenrod and Alst, and then from there we can then decide whether we want to go east of Eindhoven or west of Eindhoven, because let's face it, you don't want to send an armoured column right through the town. It's not a good idea, not without infantry support. And if our friend in the 50th Division gets kind of bogged down at Valkenswaard, there's a chance that if we do make it to Elkenrod, or Elkenrule, we can be in a good position just to keep moving forward and try and take Eindhoven. It's going to be tough without them, to be honest, so we hope that they do push the enemy aside, but if they don't, we need something in our pocket to keep any kind of reinforcements, which we know are here. We know that there's armour in Eindhoven from flybys. We know that there's a platoon or two guarding these river bridges with machine gun nests, etc, etc, etc. And we know that there's some German HQs, either the Dutch resistance said in Geldrup or at Mixelu. We also know of a couple of companies guarding the Haida to, where was it, to Harkins Canal. So hopefully by the time we get to this canal, 101st would have already captured this bridge at Zon. I think it's that scene in A Bridge Too Far with Elliot Gould that does run down this road. And if you've seen that scene, he gets there just as it blows up. So they're going to be racing to this bridge at Zon, and we'll see if they take it. There is some flak quite close by, so hopefully the 101st don't lose too many men in that effort, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the opening kind of gambit, while our friend to the left of us, I do believe he said, or what was it? He was going to have these guys. I think this is the plan. I think he said he was going to have these guys push into Valkenswaard, and then he was going to send his armour up and round. I should have took a picture of it, to be honest, because it was pretty decent, up to Walra in order to support our advance along the road, and this other element was going to come at it like that. So we kind of squish any kind of resistance here, get them out of the way so we don't have anything in the backfield, eliminate them, capture them, do whatever we can, and then yeah, race up the red line. So yeah, we're hoping that'll turn out okay. And then of course 49th will just kind of get rid of these guys and get on going. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. We'll see how things all work out. The game is running on 6-hour turns, so it's not going to be per the hour like it was on D-Day, or even per half hour, because then that would be a slog. We'd be here for months. But yeah, it's going to be running. Every turn is going to be 6 hours, and the game at its end point will be on day 6. Maybe we can end it before day 6. We kind of hope so. Commander's still kind of giving us 2 days to get to Arnhem. I don't think we're going to do that. I'm going to say at best 3.5 days. That's my bet, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. Do give the video a thumbs up if you've watched this far, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.